Welcome back. Going over some of the advisories and warnings that are in effect. It is a winter weather advisory until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for the Idaho Palouse, the Blue Mountains, and it is in this area shaded in purple on your screen. 2 to 5 inches of snow possible, and then the winds will be picking up. Gusts overnight in the 35-mile-per-hour range. Now, this does include the Moscow area, but not Pullman. Moscow could get 2 to 3 inches of snow, particularly on the higher terrain around town. Pullman up to 2 inches of snow, although it looks like they may have already gotten 2 inches of snow, as hard as it has been snowing there already. Winter storm warning until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for the central panhandle. 2 to 5 inches of snow in the valleys with up to a foot of new snow. In the mountains, we're also getting snow in the mountains of North Idaho, but closer to 4 inches. And the winter storm warning does continue for the Cascades until 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and very treacherous driving conditions over the Cascade passes, but those are going to improve dramatically tomorrow and Sunday, both pretty okay days to travel. Here's a look at our computer model forecast, starting off at our current time with the rain and snow in progress around the region. We do continue to see that through the evening, but then drying out dramatically as we get into the overnight. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We still have some lingering snow in the central panhandle heading down toward the Idaho Palouse, but dry for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, and it'll stay dry. Now, the computer model shows it clearing off, and the clouds in the mid and upper levels may be clearing off, but a fairly good chance that we'll see that fog developing tomorrow morning and then sticking around with the low clouds and fog throughout the day for a fairly dry day across the region. Here's a look at our 24-hour forecast. Here's the cold front responsible for this wet weather. It's fast moving. It's going to zip off to the south and east, leaving us in a dry northerly flow with high pressure taking over for the weekend. Fantastic travel conditions, as good as you could expect, at least, for Saturday and Sunday. Our next round of wet weather coming in on Monday, and then we are back into an active weather pattern with mostly mountain snow and valley rain, although we'll see some snow mixing in at times. It doesn't look like you'll need the snow blower or to do much shoveling. We'll be doing a lot of melting as we get some snow next week, and overnight lows just above freezing Monday night and Tuesday night. So that bodes well for keeping that snow in the mountains.
Welcome back to Pullman. Well, every day this week leading up to the Apple Cup, we've been taking you through some of the best moments in this game's history. One of them, 1996, the first overtime game between the Washington State Cougars and the Huskies. We got introduced to a great quarterback and a great game from a Washington State quarterback that we already knew was pretty good.
It was a game the Huskies were supposed to dominate. I remember sitting in the stands with my brother at the time, Corey Dillon, Brock Heward, Jerome Pathon, all those Huskies, and a young guy named Ryan Leaf we didn't know a lot about yet until this game.
The 1996 Apple Cup isn't usually one that jumps off the page when discussing the greatest games in this rivalry, but maybe it should be thought of a little higher. The Huskies were having their best season since the NCAA sanctions, and they came into Martin Stadium ranked 12th in the nation with a star in their backfield.
Touchdown Huskies, scored by Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon. I mean, I remember that guy taking the first handoff and running.